You're looking for purpose, and yet it remains just out of reach. You've tried finding it in your career, in relationships, in fleeting moments of success. But the truth is, purpose isn't something you can chase. Purpose isn't found in titles or accolades or external markers of success. It's not something handed to you by someone else. It's something you must uncover from within. And before you can do that, you must first find 3 missing pieces that have been with you all along. These pieces are not hidden in some distant place. They are buried within your own being, waiting to be revealed. Without them, no matter how hard you try, no matter how many steps you take, you will never truly feel aligned with the life you're meant to live. The first missing piece is your truth. Not the truth you were taught, not the truth you've tried to live by to fit in with the world, but your real truth. The one that lives deep within your soul, the one that resonates with every cell in your body, the one that speaks without fear, without compromise. The truth that dares you to stand up unapologetically and live in full alignment with who you are meant to be. The second missing piece is your power. Power is not dominance, control, or manipulation. Power is the quiet, unshakable confidence that comes from knowing who you are, knowing your value, and understanding that no situation, no circumstance can take that from you. It's the ability to say no when you need to say yes when it matters, and to walk through life with an inner strength that cannot be diminished by external forces. The third missing piece is your passion. Passion is what fuels the fire within you. It's the energy that propels you forward, even in the face of adversity. It's what wakes you up in the morning, what makes you lose track of time when you're in the zone, and what makes you feel alive. Without passion, you're drifting, like a ship without a sail. Passion connects you to your purpose, it aligns your actions with your heart, and it gives you the courage to pursue what truly matters. You will never truly understand your purpose until you have found all 3. You will never fully embody who you are meant to be until you step into your truth, embrace your power, and set your soul on fire with passion. But finding these pieces requires courage, the courage to look within, to dig deep into the layers of who you've been, and to question everything you thought you knew about yourself. Because when you search for your purpose, you're not just looking for a job or a goal to achieve. You're looking for the very essence of who you are. The first missing piece, your truth. Most people live their lives according to someone else's script. They take on the roles assigned to them by society, by family, by tradition. They wear the masks they were told to wear. They act in the ways they were taught were acceptable. And they sacrifice their authenticity for the sake of fitting in. But here's the painful truth. When you live someone else's truth, you are living a lie. You may feel like you're doing everything right, checking all the boxes, living up to the expectations placed upon you. But deep inside, you know something is wrong. You know that the version of you that exists in the world is not the real you. The person you present to others is a reflection of their expectations, not of your soul's deepest desires. The first missing piece is your truth, and it can only be discovered when you stop pretending. It's when you strip away the layers of shoulds and musts and start asking yourself, what do I truly want? Who am I? Beneath the surface, what am I afraid to show the world? To find your truth, you have to be willing to break free from the mold that has been cast for you. You have to be willing to face the parts of yourself you've hidden in fear. The parts of you that are wild, untamed, unapologetic. You must confront the shame, the guilt, the fear of rejection and say, I choose me. Your truth is the key to your purpose. When you step into it, when you finally embrace who you truly are, everything else will fall into place. You will stop chasing approval from others, stop conforming to the roles you've been assigned, and start creating your own path. This is when you begin to live on your own terms. When you live your truth, you align your entire being with the life you are meant to create. The second missing piece, your power. Power is not something given to you by others. It is not a badge of honor you earn. Power is something you are born with. It is your birthright. But in the process of growing up, in the process of living in a world that demands conformity, you may have lost touch with it. You've been told that power is reserved for the privileged, the strong, the elite. You've been taught that power comes from external sources, money, status, control. But this is a lie. True power comes from within. It comes from knowing who you are and standing firm in that knowing, regardless of what the world throws at you. It comes from the ability to trust yourself, to make decisions without hesitation, and to remain unwavering in your convictions. It is not loud or brash. It is quiet and steady. It is the kind of power that doesn't need to assert itself because it is already known. When you understand your own power, you stop giving it away. You stop allowing others to dictate your worth. You stop looking outside of yourself for the approval, the validation, and the recognition you crave. Instead, you begin to build your life around your own vision, your own values, and your own sense of purpose. When you step into your power, you stop waiting for permission to take action. You stop hesitating, stop second-guessing, stop doubting your own ability. You trust yourself. You believe in yourself. You act from a place of confidence that cannot be shaken by the world's opinions. Power is not about dominance. It is about being at peace with who you are, standing firm in your truth, and creating the life you are meant to live. When you claim your power, you stop seeking approval and start living with purpose. This is when you begin to truly live, when you stop waiting for someone else to give you the green light and start trusting that you are already enough. The third missing piece, your passion. Without passion, you are drifting. You are a vessel on the ocean with no direction, no wind to fill your sails. Passion is the fuel that propels you forward, the fire that keeps you going when things get tough, the spark that ignites your soul and drives you to create, to act, to be. Passion is what turns ordinary actions into extraordinary experiences. It's what gives meaning to the mundane. It's what makes you feel alive. But what happens when you've spent so much time living for others, so much time following the path others have laid for you, that you forget what you're truly passionate about? What happens when you lose touch with your fire? You begin to feel empty. You begin to feel like you're just going through the motions, living without purpose, without joy. And that's when you know you've lost touch with your passion. To rediscover your passion, you must allow yourself to dream again. You must give yourself permission to feel excitement, to feel hunger, to feel joy for something that makes your soul come alive. Passion is not something you can force. It's something you must nurture, something you must listen for, something you must feel. It's the energy that comes when you're doing something that aligns with your deepest self, when you're pursuing something that resonates with your core, something that fills you with fire. Your passion is the key to your purpose. It's what fuels the actions you take, the decisions you make, and the life you build. Without passion, you are a shadow of yourself. But when you reconnect with it, when you step into the flow of what excites you, you will find that your life begins to transform. Your purpose will no longer be a distant dream. It will be a living, breathing reality. When you find your truth, embrace your power, and ignite your passion, you will find your purpose. It will no longer be a vague notion, a faraway concept. It will become the very essence of your existence. Your purpose is already within you, waiting to be realized. And the moment you uncover these missing pieces, you will step into the life you were always meant to live. Now, you have everything you need to claim your life. Step into your truth. Own your power. Fuel your passion. And the world will begin to open up to you. Because when you live for yourself, when you finally take back the reins of your life, you will realize that the journey you've been searching for was never out there. It was always inside of you. And now you are ready to step into it. This is your time. This is your life. This is your purpose. And nothing can stand in your way. The world, for all its noise, is a mirror. It reflects back to you what you believe about yourself, what you are willing to accept, and what you think you deserve. It does not give you what you ask for. It gives you what you are ready to receive. You've been walking through life, trying to bend it to your will, trying to shape your circumstances into what you think will make you happy. But the truth is, it's not about controlling life. It's about aligning yourself with it. When you embrace your truth, your power, and your passion, you stop resisting. You stop fighting against the current. And instead, you learn to flow with it. You become one with the forces of life. And you realize that you were never meant to struggle against it. You were always meant to dance with it. There is an ancient concept in philosophy, one that dates back to the teachings of the Stoics and Nietzsche alike, which says, to be alive is to wrestle with existence. But that doesn't mean to wrestle in a way that drains you, that diminishes you. It means to wrestle in a way that enhances you, in a way that elevates you, that pushes you beyond the limits you've placed on yourself. You have lived with this false belief that life must be hard, that everything you desire must come at a cost, that you must sacrifice your soul in order to achieve anything worthwhile. But life is not a battle. Life is an offering of potential, of freedom, of creativity, and of opportunity. But the only way to accept this offering is to stop demanding, to stop needing things to be a certain way. It's time to trust. Trust that you are worthy of receiving the life you dream of. Trust that the universe is not some cruel taskmaster waiting to punish you for wanting more. It is a vast, mysterious force, always guiding you toward your highest potential. You just need to stop fighting it. This moment, right here, is the turning point. The moment you stop doing and start being. The moment you stop being obsessed with achieving and start living in a state of grace. This is the moment you release the need to control everything around you. Your career, your relationships, your image, your reputation, and instead allow yourself to evolve into the person you were always meant to be. The moment you stop chasing and start becoming. So what does it look like when you stop fighting life? What happens when you stop trying to fit into a box, stop seeking approval, and stop living by a script that was never yours? Everything changes. The moment you let go, there is a moment when you realize you don't need to fight anymore. That moment is liberation. It's the realization that your power was never in the struggle. Your power is in your ability to surrender to the truth of who you are, to surrender to your own potential, and to trust that you have everything you need to thrive. Letting go doesn't mean giving up. It means giving yourself permission to stop carrying the burdens that never belonged to you in the first place. It's the moment when you stop being a victim to your circumstances and start seeing every challenge as an opportunity to rise. You are not bound by the things that have happened to you. You are shaped by how you respond. In this moment of letting go, you break free from the chains of doubt and fear. You stop clinging to the past, to the mistakes, to the things that didn't work out. And you start walking forward, not as someone who's been defeated by life, but as someone who is fully alive, fully awake, fully ready to create. When you stop fighting, the weight lifts, you become lighter. The art of trusting yourself, one of the hardest things to do, especially when you've spent so much time living by someone else's script, is to trust your own voice, to trust that you know what's best for you. You've been conditioned to doubt yourself, to second guess your instincts, to question your desires, because somewhere along the way, you were told that you weren't enough. But what if the truth is this? You were always enough. Your intuition, your gut feeling, your heart, they know the way. They know who you're meant to be. You just have to trust them. Every time you've ignored your instincts, you've walked away from your true path. Every time you've doubted yourself, you've let someone else's narrative take precedence over your own. But now you can break that pattern. Now you can start listening to your inner voice with reverence and respect. Now you can trust that the deepest parts of you know the truth. They know the path, they know the vision, they know what you need. You do not need permission from anyone to live your life. You do not need anyone's approval to go after your dreams. You need only to trust yourself. When you do, life will stop feeling like a battle. It will stop feeling like a constant uphill climb, a struggle against the forces that seem to always be working against you. Instead, it will feel like you are in flow, that the universe is conspiring in your favor, that everything is falling into place as it should. Because when you trust yourself, you align with the energy of life itself. The alchemy of releasing control. We live in a world obsessed with control. People control their image, their schedules, their relationships, their circumstances. We are told that if we just control everything, we can prevent failure, avoid heartbreak, and guarantee success. But the truth is, control is an illusion. Control never existed. Life is far too vast, too unpredictable, to be contained. There are forces at play that are far beyond our comprehension, forces that we cannot predict or control. And that is what makes life so beautiful, so full of magic. You will never have control over everything, and trying to do so will only keep you in a constant state of stress and anxiety. But here's the secret. When you release control, you gain something far greater: freedom. The freedom to live without fear of the unknown, the freedom to create your own path, the freedom to trust that whatever happens will be for your highest good. When you release control, you allow yourself to experience life in its full, unpredictable, imperfect beauty. You stop forcing things that aren't meant for you, and you begin to flow toward the opportunities that are aligned with your soul's purpose. And in that flow, life becomes effortless. The embrace of uncertainty. Uncertainty is often viewed as a threat, something to be feared, something to avoid at all costs. We are conditioned to seek certainty, to have a plan, to know the outcome before we even begin. But in reality, uncertainty is the birthplace of transformation. The greatest moments of growth happen when we step into the unknown, when we face the uncertainty and embrace it, trusting that whatever comes is meant to guide us to something greater. You don't need to know everything right now. You don't need to have the whole picture painted before you take the first step. All you need to do is move forward. The details will come. The answers will reveal themselves. The path will unfold as you walk it. Living in uncertainty doesn't mean living in fear. It means living with trust. Trust that you are being guided. Trust that everything is happening in divine timing. Trust that your purpose, your life, your soul's journey is being shaped right now by forces far greater than you can see. And the moment you embrace uncertainty, you will find that life becomes a thrilling adventure, a journey full of infinite possibility. You will stop looking for the right answers and start enjoying the process of discovery. The final shift, living your true purpose. The purpose you've been seeking isn't a destination. It's a journey of becoming. It's the process of constantly evolving, constantly uncovering new layers of yourself and aligning with the deepest truths of your soul. When you stop fighting, when you stop seeking control, when you stop doubting yourself, that's when you step into your true purpose. It's not something you find out there in the world. It's something you create from within. You are meant to live a life of greatness, of authenticity, of power. You are meant to live fully, to embrace your truth, to walk boldly in the world, and to leave a mark that can never be erased. No one else can define your purpose. It is yours to uncover, to shape, to live. The world is waiting for you to step into it. And the moment you do, everything will change. There is a moment in every life, the pivotal moment, when everything that has come before falls away, and you are left standing at the edge of yourself. In that moment, you realize that everything you've ever sought outside of you was already planted within. Your purpose, your power, your potential, it was never something you had to find. It was always there, waiting for you to see it. You've been looking for the answers in the noise, in the chaos, in the validation of others. But the truth is this: the answers have always been inside you. You've simply been too afraid to listen, too afraid to look into the mirror and see the power that lies beneath the surface. You've been too conditioned by the expectations of others to hear your own voice, your own desires, your own truth. But now, in this moment, everything is shifting. The moment you decide to trust yourself, to take ownership of your life, and to move forward with the unwavering belief that you are worthy of everything you desire, that is the moment your life begins to align. The moment you stop seeking permission and start walking toward your truth, you unlock a power that no one can take from you. It's time to take control of your narrative. There is no more waiting, no more wondering when things will finally fall into place. You are the one who makes things happen. You are the creator of your own reality, the master of your own fate. And when you embrace this truth, when you step into your own power and purpose, everything changes. The world around you will begin to shift. You will stop chasing after what others tell you you need and start creating a life that reflects the deepest desires of your soul. The future you've been dreaming of, the future where you live without fear, without doubt, without hesitation, it begins right now. The choice is yours. Every step you take from this point forward will either bring you closer to that life or further away from it. But you don't have to be perfect. Perfection is an illusion. What matters is your commitment to the journey, your willingness to show up every day, to trust the process, and to be relentless in your pursuit of the life that is meant for you. It's time to be unapologetic about what you want. It's time to shed the fear that has kept you small. It's time to embrace the discomfort that comes with growth. And in that discomfort, you will find your true strength. You will find your true purpose. This is not the time to hold back. It is the time to step forward, the time to take the leap, the time to trust yourself, the time to finally live the life you were meant to live. You are ready. You always have been. So rise, step into your power, and claim your life. Because now there is nothing standing in your way. This is your moment. Live it. You've spent so much time searching for something outside of yourself, believing that purpose was a destination you had to find, a prize at the end of some distant road. But now you know the truth. Purpose is not a place to arrive at. It is a way to live. Every moment you've spent doubting yourself, every hesitation, every fear you've carried, they've all been part of the process. They've all been there to teach you something. You were always capable. The power to shape your destiny has always been within you, just waiting for you to acknowledge it. Now, you've found the missing pieces. You've found your truth, your power, your passion. And the moment you realize that these pieces were always there, buried deep inside you, is the moment everything begins to change. The world no longer needs you to conform. It no longer needs you to live within a script that wasn't yours. The world needs you, the authentic, unapologetic version of yourself that has the courage to step forward, to claim your space, to make your mark. When you embrace who you truly are and align with your soul's deepest desires, you not only change your life, you change the world around you. But the choice is yours. Every day is a choice. You choose whether to keep walking down a path that doesn't resonate with you, or to embrace the unknown, to step into your full potential, to trust that everything you've experienced has led you to this point, and now it's time to rise. It's time to trust in yourself, in the process, in the power of who you are becoming. You may face moments of doubt. You may feel the weight of the world trying to pull you back. But remember, the discomfort you feel is not a signal to stop. It is a signal to grow. The more you lean into that discomfort, the more you step into your power, the more your life will unfold in ways that are aligned with your truth. The world has been waiting for you to become the person you were always meant to be. And now is the time to step into that person. You are the creator of your reality. You hold the pen. And the story you write from this moment on is entirely up to you. Live fully, live boldly, live unapologetically. Because when you do, you will find that the life you've always dreamed of is already unfolding before you, and nothing can stand in your way. This is your time. Step into it.